So, in addition to Bryan's training for the Ironman this year, he's got a big project ahead of him to get ready for the race, and part of it includes completely redesigning your bike.
I'm upgrading it, I am repainting it, new graphics, new color. It's a little, I don't like it's too bright. I'm more of an earth tone kind of guy.
A little too flashy for him, I guess. So, so we've got new components being added, a whole new paint job, and
new wheels, new saddle.
Yeah,
it's gonna be slick.
Yeah, but if anyone's ever done this job, it's definitely quite the undertaking to rebuild your bike from scratch.
Yeah, you don't just paint over the top of the old paint. You got to completely sand it down to the carbon and or the aluminum, whatever.
Okay.
So.
All right. Well, we got to take folks through all the upgrades that you're getting, and I think I've got some video clips from before where it shows you unwrapping some of the upgrades, and we showed off your wheels at Christmas time. So there's that.
There were a couple. This bike has sat for about 5 years, hasn't been ridden. It was we were in North Carolina, lots of humidity. You're dripping sweat when you're riding it. You're dripping sugary drinks on it, and it was a challenge getting some of the pieces off the components because of the corrosion that I found while I was doing it. So,
is there any part of the bike that you're going to salvage? Is it just the frame? You're starting from the frame, or is there any other pieces that you're going to keep?
Frame, fork.
Okay.
But I was going to keep the wheels, but the wheels were all messed up. They were broken, and I didn't even crash or anything. They just fatigued themselves, and so the rear one is the one's got the crack on it, but I'm not gonna. It's the same wheel set, so I'm not gonna bother using the front wheel when I can't use the rear wheel. And I wouldn't want to buy another set of the same ones because there's so little miles on those wheels, they shouldn't be broken. So, but anyway.
Okay. So part of today's project is sanding the paint.
Yep. I already started on the fork, which I could. And wet sanding that. And it's time consuming. It's going to take hours to get it done. So, but I am going to use a 220 grit on the frame with the electric sander, just a small vibrating sander, to get all the big flat surface areas. And then I'll have to go back with the 320 grit wet sand to finish it up. So, but I can get the majority of the heavy color off with the electric sander. So, that should work out pretty good.
All right. Well, it's probably going to be a multi-video update, but at least we got people to this point to kind of see some of the. We're going to show off some of the new components.
Right. So stay tuned for some really cool transition.
Yep.
No pun intended.
Transition.
Yeah.
Well, we're at step one, the paint job.
Right. So.
Let's see, special package. This is part of your bike upgrade video series. Woo 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 woo.
Cool.
Unboxing.
What could it be?
What do you think it is? Oh, new in box. It's not a second hander.
Nope. Anything new.
What the heck, man?
Ding, 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 ding.
Whoa! See you coming from a mile away.
Yeah, well, that's the point. As we visually safety conscious as well as.
Wowie. POC. POC. Hey, that looks pretty well ventilated too. Ready to ride.
There you go.
It definitely looks like a safety helmet if I've ever seen one.
Safety first. Think safety.
Woo! Woo. Oh, they're Arrow. I see what it is.
Yep.
So why are these better than the ones you already have? It's a famous question that wives ask.
So,
Why are these better than what you already have when you have these already?
because these are carbon fiber.
Oh, so they're a half an ounce lighter?
Yes. Plus, well, they're. It's not just that. I'll show you.
Okay.
So these are made to house the. This comes apart. This piece.
Okay.
And so the blip box, they call it, for the electronic shifting is supposed to go in here.
Okay.
So it hides it.
Okay.
And then and it's more arrow there. So see, this is the stem comes on here like that, and the wind blows across like that.
Oh boy.
And they're just cool.
Okay. So that was like a good deal.
Yes.
$50.
Yeah, like $50.
$50.
But they weren't 900.
Oh, they weren't 900. Okay.
Which is the usual asking price.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right, so I've been dismantling my time trial bike. I've got one thing left to take apart. I cannot get the front derailleur cable housing out from inside the frame. So what happens is when you ride the bike, I drink a lot of sugary drinks, and you're always spilling it. You're never getting it all in your mouth. It dribbles down your face, gets on the frame, runs down the frame, and I'll show you. There's the cable housing. It's internally routed. You can see I can't pull it out. I tried prying it out with a hammer, and you wouldn't, a claw hammer trying to create some leverage. Couldn't get it out, but this is where it exits out. And so you can dribble these sugary drinks down there, and there could be some regular corrosion in there as well. It's old housing, but that stuff crystallizes in there. At least that's my opinion. Crystallizes in there, and then you never get it out. It dries to like a glue, so it's probably that, or just the cable housing itself has degraded so much. The inner cable wrap is rusted and interacted with the tubing that they put in there. So I'm going to try and inject some hot boiling water down inside here and see if I can just lubricate or dissolve any sugary crystals in there, and see if I can get that out. If that doesn't work, I'll put some a bunch of WD-40 down in there and see if that'll help lubricate it so I can get it out. So I've got a syringe with a IV on it. Can you get this cable out? Nice.
What?
I got it out. You can see I was able to drill into the end of
the cable housing. What I think was a metal ferrule inside from the outside into here, and that corroded into the cable housing. And so, of course, there's a flange on the ferrule, so it wouldn't let me pull it out. So I was able, once I drilled that out, it popped right out. So, of course, all that water came out. So we're good to go. Practice on the fork first.
Oh.
Now I'm going to start sanding the fork with the 320 grit wet dry sandpaper, so it'll keep the dust down, which is nice. It gives a better finish. So the 320, then the 600, then 800
No.
grits. So
Just gonna do it by hand?
yeah, because I don't want to accidentally go through the surface more than I'm supposed to. I suspect it'll take several hours to get it sanded in.
So it looks like there was a white layer first and then a red layer over it.
Yeah, that'll be white primer layer.
Well, Brian's out there sanding it down right now, but you can see it's another really, really windy day. And it's probably blowing away all of that paint. Did you just need a windbreak, or are you done? What?
Am I done?
Oh, okay.
My hand's frozen.
Oh. Well, let's take a closer look here. Got the words off on one side.
Yep. So I was working up here getting the color off there. Mm-hmm. The epoxy coating is very hard. Mm-hmm. So the clear coat that's on top, I guess, so it takes a while to get through that. So just gotta be careful not to go too deep. So I just want to get where I'm just starting to see the gray, and then I'll go by hand. So
Now, is the gray the carbon fiber, or is that like a
no,
primer?
I think it's a primer because there's a gray primer on the fork.
Okay.
So, but you got to be careful because the carbon's gray, so
Yeah.
you don't want to go too deep.
Hey, it's coming along.
Okay.
You changed your outfit.
It's so cold.
It's snowing. It's blowing snow, so that's a fun project to do.
20, 30 mile an hour winds.
Yeah.
And it's 10 degrees.
10 degrees. Yeah, wind chill. How many more hours do you estimate you've got? I see some gray coloring coming through. Are you down to the primer? Getting down to the primer?
Yeah. Once I get the epoxy off, it'll be a lot easier to hand sand. So
Do you have to get it all the way gray?
it would be better.
Oh my
It
God.
would avoid orange peeling and stuff. Because when you spray your new paint on, it can dissolve the old paint. And
Okay.
make it look like crap.
Oh. Well,
So I think if I at least get the majority, because I don't want to add weight to it as well. So.
are you trying to warm up your hands?
It's cold. This one's not so cold, but the one that holds the sander is
Yeah.
not moving it. So.
Boy.
But I got a bunch of hand sanding to do afterwards. So
Yeah.
I'm sure in 3 or 4 hours. And I bought a sponge too, a 320 grit sponge, to see how that works. That way I can just
Easier to hold on to.
plus it'll give me. I can work on the contours. It's flexible, so I can push it right on there.
Mm-hmm.
So, whereas the sandpaper, it's just my fingers where my fingers are. So
Right.
this might make it smoother initially.
Well, I guess that's the update for this video. It's a stay tuned and see how it turns out kind of thing.
That's right.
A fun winter project. Sanding your bike in the middle of winter. Vigo's not deterred. He's ready to go back out, play ball.
You posted.
We'll keep you posted, guys, how the bike upgrade comes along. We're getting to the dismantling is almost complete. then we start the rebuild.
The rebuild. The painting part, it's 5 minutes of painting, or it's 6 hours of sanding, 5 minutes of painting, and 3 days of waiting for the paint to dry, and then I don't know, a couple hours to build it back up.
Better than ever. Nothing else to do in January.
Okay.